Hello, it is Social Media Saturday, June 29th, 2019. Steve Sipress here at the end of another scorcher here in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. Forecast called for temps to hit 112 degrees today. It's always a little cooler up here in the mountains, but still nearing 110, I'm sure. And the forecast says it's going to be like that all week. So welcome to summer, and wish you were here. It's probably only about 103 or so, probably right now. Probably dropped about 8 or 10 degrees as we are at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And actually, it's kind of nice out here. Anyway, so let's get right to it. This ought to be short and sweet today. And by the way, if you need help with this, as always, head on over to helpfromsteve.com. You know, I hear all the time from people, thanks for that good idea. And then I say, let me know how it goes when you implement it. And then they get back to me, I had some questions or confused, or it didn't go as well as I wanted. Well, of course. I mean, these videos is, unless I want to do an 8-hour video and ask lots of questions about your situation and your goals and all about who's your ideal target, that you're looking to attract to your business, well then, this is just scratching the surface. All these tips that I've done every day for well over 800 days, dating back to the middle of March 2 years ago. And so, as in-depth as I get, it still cannot replace getting some help from some person that knows what they're doing. And the good thing is, until I get overwhelmed with it, I continue to offer free help by going to helpfromsteve.com, and we'll get on the phone and I'll help you put this to use. But this one's pretty simple, so hopefully you don't need help particularly with this tip today, but anything at all with advertising, marketing, or sales of your business, generating income, absolutely I can help, and I am willing to help. You go to helpfromsteve.com. So today is all about social media. It's Social Media Saturday. And the thing is, I see so many business owners make this mistake, and I think I made it early on in my social media career when I first went on to Twitter and Facebook, probably, I don't know, probably about 12 years ago or so. And, but I made the mistake of not being social, of just kind of posting. And you're missing out. Back then when social media first came out, it was called Web 2.0. The concept being that until social media came out, the web was just a one-way thing. It was go on and read some information. Somebody posted information. Even if you had a blog, you were posting the information, although a blog was part of Web 2.0, because people could comment on the blog. So now it became interactive. Until then, websites were simply online brochures for the most part. Unfortunately, most business owners, your website, if you're watching this, you own a business, unfortunately, your website is likely only an online brochure. That's another mistake for another day. Or, again, go to helpfromsteve.com and I'll help you out with that. But 2.0 means the interactivity. And so you're missing the boat if you're missing out on the interactivity. So I see people that'll do this, whether they put one post a week or whether they put 10 posts a day, they don't go follow up on the post. So if I comment or I see all other comments and I don't see the poster come back, so that tells me one of a number of things. My first thought is they have an assistant doing this, and so they don't really know, especially when it's people I know. And I post a comment back and I say, hey, way to go such and such and blah, 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 and remember this or whatever. And I post an interactive response with a memory towards something we once did together or where we went out to eat together or something or whatever. And then I don't get a response. And I see some people just do this over and over. So they think they're using social media, and of course you are. You're just using it really poorly. When you put out posts, like for instance, these videos I do every day. If I just put these videos, and then every day I just put another and another and another, and if anyone came on while I'm recording live, I didn't say hello, and I never answered any questions, and afterwards I never, people would comment or ask a question, and I would never even click on like, or I would never respond to their question, or whether, I put this onto, you might be watching it right now on YouTube, or on LinkedIn, or on my blog, or my podcast, or all over Facebook, Twitter, it's all over social media and all over the web. And anywhere that I get a comment, I'm going to go respond when appropriate. I mean, if the comment is simply, hey, thanks for the great advice, then all I got to really do is click on like. But even that is something you want to do. That's a response. I'm responding. I'm acknowledging that thank you for the comment without having to put, I could just put a reply and say thank you. But really clicking the like in social media terms is good enough. That's what the message is. But I see people not even do that. So don't be that guy. Understand that social media is social. Build relationships with people. If they're taking the time to read your post or watch your video or read your blog post or article or, look at a photo you posted or anything, and they're taking the time to not just click on a like, but they're putting a comment which shows that they're engaging with you. Doesn't it just make sense to be social and engage back? I mean, that's what social media is. It's social, folks. So I know as a business owner, you're likely not used to it, especially if you come from a previous generation before Web 2.0, where all we really did was the one-way stuff. You ran ads. You got a billboard. You got a newspaper ad, a Valpak, a Yellow Page ad. You passed out brochures or flyers. Or when social media came along, you just did all that kind of stuff through social media and thought, you were using social media, and you were just not using it properly. But if you just put up a brochure website to say me, or you post an article, blah, 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 but you're not looking to engage, well, then you're not really being social. You're not using social media, are you? I mean, if you went to some kind of an in-person event, a networking meeting or something, and someone asked you a question and you talked all, you pretty much could read your article to them that you had posted a week before. That knowledge is in your head, so you let them know, blah, 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 and then they said, wow, that's great, thank you. Would you just walk away and ignore them? Or wouldn't you say something like, my pleasure, no problem? In other words, you click like, you acknowledge it, that's all. You come back and you acknowledge it. Or what if they had a question and said, wow, that's great, but what about in this situation? Or that's great and it reminds me of this. Would you just walk away? Because that's what happens when you put a post on social media. Somebody posts a comment and then you don't acknowledge it. You don't even click on a like. You don't put a response. Don't be that guy. Okay, so understand social media is like being at a cocktail party or being at a networking meeting if it's business related, but it's more like a cocktail party because Facebook is not meant to be a business site. That would be LinkedIn. But the same thing applies on LinkedIn or on Instagram or on Pinterest or on YouTube or on any social media site. You want to respond when people respond to your content, when people post a question or just a thank you or anything. You want to engage. You want to be social. That's it. I could beat the dead horse over and over, but that's what you want to do. You want to build relationships with people because, don't you? I mean, I'm introverted, but as introverted as you are, it's called social media for a reason. So if you're just posting and yakking at people and me, or, even if it's good content and it's all about them, but then you simply effectively do the online thing of walking away, which means you don't come back and look for comments, and you don't even click on a like when you get one. You don't respond to their comment. You're just not being social, and therefore you're not leveraging the power of social media. So give this a shot and prove that I'm wrong. And if you feel like you don't have the time for it, you couldn't be bothered, have an assistant do it. Pay somebody to do it like you do with everything else in your business. If you're a true entrepreneur, true business owner, you're never looking to do stuff yourself. You're looking for who can I get to do this. So you get people to, if you get one of your assistants to post something onto social media that you've written or you've talked about or whatever at all, well, make sure that they're going to follow up and they're going to respond to the comments, even if it's just with a like. Be social on social media. Simple as that. Hopefully you put this to use and you boost the results of your social media efforts, and therefore you make more money, have more fun, and have less stress. Because to me, that's what business is all about. And I'll be back here every day God willing, to help you do just that. In fact, today I made a purchase from a door-to-door salesman. People don't know I was in the door-to-door industry for 9 years. And so I love door-to-door salespeople, and it's always their sale to lose. They really just have to screw it up for me to not buy. But in this case, the guy was fantastic, not even anything close to a screw up, and I made the purchase, and I'm going to tell you all about it tomorrow because there's several really good business lessons in there, including one main one that's got to do with the WOW strategy. So I'll catch you tomorrow on Sunday Fun Day. That's it for Social Media Saturday. Thanks for being here. Thanks for any comments, questions, likes, engagements, anything at all. I always respond when appropriate. Imagine that. I take my own advice. Catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.